Thank you. Thank you. Go to the next round to the Conservative side, Mr. Rathgeber, for 7 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you to all the witnesses. Chief Blair, on May 9th of this year, you did an interview on CTV, and you said, and I quote, "I consider lobbying a political activity. The Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police and the police community are quite content to leave the politics to politicians." You recall saying that?
Yes.
So I take it, I know you believe in registries, so if I were to search the lobbyist registry, would I find that there are any active lobbyists that are retained on behalf of the Canadian Association of Police Chiefs?
Active lobbyists? We have not hired any lobbyists that I'm aware of.
Well, sir.
We have a government liaison company that we've entered into a short-term contract that had to do with a different matter.
And would that be Insight Canada?
Yes.
So you should know, sir, that you do in fact have 3 retained lobbyists on retainer, Mr. John Weir, Mr. Bill Stewart, and Mr. Lisa Pearson. Are those names familiar to you?
Yes, sir.
So if you're against lobbying, why do you have 3 lobbyists on retainer?
No, we contracted them not to lobby on our behalf, but to engage in government liaison. We've met with them, and because of their relationship with your government, they declined to be involved in any aspect of the CACP's
I think most people would
around
consider government liaison to be lobbying, but we'll leave that for now. On the executive director of your association, you're familiar, no doubt familiar with Mr. Cuthbert, Peter Cuthbert?
Yes.
He issued an email to all of the chiefs of police and all of your members about a week after you made that statement on May 17th, announcing your attendance here today and asking all the members, the board directors, the presidents of the provincial associations to seek media interviews, opportunities to inform frontline officers, community members and members of parliament who reside in jurisdiction on the value of the registry as a policing tool. Now, if you don't subscribe to lobbying, why did your executive director issue that email?
Because, sir, as I explained on the TV show, and as you've quoted me rather accurately, we do believe very strongly in advocating for public safety. We believe that a well-informed public, well-informed frontline police officers, and well-informed members of Parliament will be better equipped to make decisions about public safety issues. And so we wanted to make sure, because there has been a great deal of misinformation, inaccurate, false information, if I may, that has been stated about the police position, that we clarified that for all Canadians.
Okay, I need to manage my time. Why would frontline police officers require instructions on the benefit of the long gun registry as a police tool?
That's an excellent question. Thank you for asking it. What we have found in every jurisdiction that we've gone in and explained to police officers what information is available in the registry, how they might access it, how they might use it to do their jobs, the use of that registry has increased exponentially. And the success of their investigations, prosecutions, and the safety of our officers has been enhanced by that training. And so by providing that information to ensure that they know what the registry can do for their safety and for their work in keeping our communities safe, we've made them more effective.
Sure, and you know Marty Chaliak from the RCMP?
Very well, sir.
And you know that he's traveling the country doing exactly that same thing, educating frontline officers on the value of the long gun registry?
Yes, I believe that he has. I know that I've accompanied him on a number of occasions where we've met with chiefs associations across the country, a couple of them, where Marty has made a presentation on the work that the Firearms Centre does, shared the data that is now available to police chiefs across this country, and helped explain the value that data can provide to them in keeping their communities safe.
So if frontline police officers require instruction on the value of the long gun registry, how can they possibly be in a position to give an informed opinion regarding its value?
I think once we provide them with that information, they will be able to give an
So
informed
maybe we should survey them now that you're educating on. Maybe we should do the surveys now.
Well, in fact, we are informing them. Their police associations are informing them. The police chiefs are informing them. We believe that the police officers need to know about what value that this registry brings to them. We have found where there is training. Let me give you an example. There are two large cities in Alberta. Okay, sure.
Charles Mummy sat in that very chair a couple of weeks ago, and he told me that, in fact, frontline police officers cannot possibly rely on the long gun registry in their tactical decisions. Are you familiar with? Have you reviewed his testimony?
No, I haven't. But
Does that come as a surprise to you that he said that?
Well, I think perhaps I won't speak for Mr. Mummy, but a police officer will use that information to inform themselves about the situation they're entering into. Is it absolutely the last word on the subject? Is there no other circumstance where they should consider other alternatives? Of course there are, and I'm sure that's what Mr. Mummy was referring to. But the information available is useful.
I'll ask you the same question. Your officers respond to a domestic incident. They do a search of the residence by address and by owner if they know who the owner of the residence is. It shows that there are no registered firearms at that residence. He told me, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, that his officers cannot possibly rely on that search, that they have to go into that residence fully expecting there to be firearms.
I believe in my earlier testimony that I also said that if the information is available in the registry, it's extremely useful. But a police officer will continue the search regardless, because our ultimate responsibility is public safety, the safety of the people in that home.
But you're agreeing with me, that search is unreliable. A search that shows up no firearms at a domestic situation
what I'm
is
telling
unreliable.
You, if the search does reveal that there are registered weapons,
but I said
that information is incredibly reliable and very important to us and will help us in our investigation.
How so? The search shows that there's one registered weapon at that residence. Your officers go in, they neutralize that weapon. That's it? The crisis is averted, or do they assume that there might be more?
Well, of course they're going to assume, but if they go into that house, if I may finish,
if they go into
that house and they find 20 weapons, but they've not yet found the one that's registered, they're going to keep searching for it.
Thank you. You've agreed with me that both those searches are not reliable.
Actually, I wouldn't characterize my response as agreeing with you, sir.
In your magazine, the CACP Bulletin, Spring 2010, you're quoted at the bottom of page 5 saying, "We lose the gun registry at our own peril." That's a quote attributed to you?
Yes, I made that quote.
Do you acknowledge making that?
Yes.
Now, I agree with that. But are you talking about the gun registry, or are you talking about the long gun registry? These are very different things.
I'm talking about both, sir. The registration of all firearms, including the long gun registry.
30 seconds.
Do you agree with Mr. Grismer that in some incidents the reliance on the long gun registry has actually imperiled the safety of officers?
No.
What about Mayor Thorpe?
Mayor Thorpe, actually, they did not rely on that information, but the information was valuable in solving that crime and determining some of the individuals who were responsible for the death of those officers.
We'll talk about that later.
Thank you. Now we move to the second round of questionings to this side, and Mr. Kenya, 5 minutes.
I ask you give me 30-second notice as well, please. Ms. Jennings is going to start. I'm going to share my